It's time to assemble the Confidential Fan Guild.
Well, just after you just say the summoning confidential fan guild, I'll build up saying we got this great Avengers movie, this big event now.
Yeah.
What's happening? We're getting a sequel. Then we just go through the facts, and I got them listed in front of me.
Yeah.
Unless you guys just want to say what you know about it, and I'll just fill in the gaps.
Well, I'll say what I know about it,
I was filling any missing gaps, like what we certainly know. Then we can make assumptions given what films are coming out. Then get into our pitches.
Okay.
Oh, talk about Ultron, then get into our pitches. Sorry.
Yeah. By the way, we're definitely doing a Captain America, a Winter Soldier thing when that comes out here.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I really, yeah. All right.
We're gonna do one on Kick-Ass too.
Yeah, August 22nd, mate.
Yeah.
If not slightly before. All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. I have once again summoned the Confidential Fan Guild. Me, Magpie, along with Bluedragon 5.
Hello.
The man, the Bat, and his good friend.
The man of mystery.
And yes, along with us, the man of mystery, Mr.E.
Who's that guy?
Yeah. So, we're gonna do this thing where we are talking, of course, now about Age of Ultron, which is the other big news that came out of Comic-Con a few weeks ago, and I was kind of shocked because I thought we were getting Thanos, and when I heard this, I was like, okay, Ultron's cool, so maybe this is a stepping stone. So, I didn't know much more than that at the time. Bluedragon 5 has clued me in on a few other things, like apparently we're not getting Hank Pym in this, but to me that's kind of crucial, but not necessarily a big thing. So that's all I know so far. So of course we're getting some stuff, I'm assuming, with Thor, because we didn't get much with Iron Man leading up to this. So, and of course, we're probably get something in Captain America, Winter Soldier, which will be interesting.
Yes.
Now,
if I may, Magpie.
Yeah.
Just quickly, to say, 2012, we got a much anticipated and awaited event. An event that took many films to get to. The Avengers. Big, successful box office film. Loved it. The comic book brought the stream. What news better? We're getting a sequel to it. And all these films building it up again. They're taking their time with this. They're doing stuff right.
Yeah. I'm just disappointed that I don't think we got anything in Iron Man 3, and I think we should have gotten at least some sort of hint.
Well, technically we did get this.
This is what Joss Whedon said about this phase. He said that this is going to be more character-driven than the first franchise, than Phase 1.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
The driving force when the first one was kind of, we're getting to the Avengers. But now that the Avengers happened, it's kind of like that, what next? That's Superman 2 of it all. Let's get into the real adventure now.
Yeah.
You'll know these guys as characters.
So, how much do you know? Do you know everything, Mr. E? Because I didn't see the panel or anything.
I remember very early this year, they said they weren't going to have Thanos. I remember like early this year, they announced they weren't going to have Thanos in the second. So
really?
that
I didn't hear that.
Well, I just read it somewhere, and then that got a lot of people speculating on who was going to be in the second one. Like there are a lot of speculations that were saying the Masters of Evil were going to be the villains in the second one. So
problem is all the Marvel villains die except for Justin Hammer.
Or
Yeah,
and Loki and Loki. So those are
Loki.
That'd be the Masters of Evil right there, basically, and Armin Zola.
Yeah.
I still don't think Red Skull died.
I don't think he died either, but they're going through a casting right now with that guy because he's not coming back for it.
I being who I know who it is, I wouldn't be surprised if he's pulling everyone's chain.
I don't know. I mean, he was good, and I would love to see Red Skull come back because they didn't kill him off. Thankfully, they didn't kill him off, and they left it open for him to return. Because how can you kill off Red Skull? I mean, come on.
It's like killing. It's like killing off Lex Luthor. He's bad idea.
Remember, he's kind of the colorful, more kid-friendly version of Hitler for kids.
Okay,
I still want Hitler.
Bluedragon 5's is got to leave because he's been smoking some weird stuff.
No, think of.
Red Skull is the good version of Hitler.
Well,
what?
Yeah, let's
think
about
it.
What?
He was basically a Nazi.
Well, I'm just like this.
I think it was,
I really wanted Hitler in the Captain America movie. That's just me. I wanted Hitler in that Captain America movie.
Well, we did get Hitler, Mr.E. Mary was punched over 100 times by Captain America.
I wanted the real Hitler.
Yeah. Well, that's apparently Nazis can't be bad guys because those guys are just super now, weren't they?
Yeah.
That does bother me about that first Captain America movie. We couldn't get Nazis other than fake stage Nazis. Yeah.
I think we got a couple.
Well, I mean, we got reference
we
Nazis.
Did have
we couldn't.
Three. We had three Nazis.
Well, they all got killed off by Red Skull. Not even by the good guy, or like not even foiled by the good guy. They were taken out by the bad guy. What kind of?
I wouldn't be surprised if that was Hugo Weaving's choice. Sorry, I had to think of his name there for a second. How dare I? He's one of my favourite Australian actors, even though he technically wasn't born out here. So
yeah,
and he usually plays a British guy in Australian movies.
Okay. By the way, guys, just a few facts from that panel, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Here's some of the official things I can learn in my research. Okay, it's not based on the Age of Ultron comics, so that's just a coincidence, and it's probably an unfortunate one on Marvel's side of things.
Oh, to me, we're sort of entering an era where things age seems pretty appropriate.
It does sound cool though, and they kind of said, "Yeah, how can we not call it the Age of Ultron? It's a cool title." But
it's like the only other title, in my opinion, they could have used was The Avengers: Rise of Ultron, but no.
No.
Well, we had Rise of Technovore with Iron Man. We can't have that. Because we know how much success that was.
Yeah.
It's an animated movie.
Yeah, it was. It's like Gotham Knight. We couldn't have Gotham title.
Yeah, to me the other thing they could have called it was The Avengers and Ultron.
You know what I want the third one to be called?
Infinity Gauntlet.
Well, no, that could be good, but other than that, Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
How about
you already used that title, and it was awesome.
I'm just exactly. Iron Man said it in this one.
Instead of actually putting the Avengers in it, just call it Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Either that or just Avengers, not as a subtitle. Just Earth's Mightiest Heroes has to be worked in there. Tony Stark said in the first one to Loki. It's set up. But the kind of
They should
confirmed
not have
stuff.
canceled that series.
Yeah, they shouldn't have. You're absolutely right about that, Magpie. But yeah, again, as you said, Ultron's definitely our bad guy, and no Hank Pym or Ant-Man. It's going to be the darkest, and the kind of the inspiration Josh Whedon has gone on record of saying is Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, and Godfather 2. That's kind of the influence for what they're doing tone-wise, and also death is going to be a theme, so people will die in this film. Those are Josh Whedon's words.
I wonder who's gonna die. Could it be the guy that said he wasn't gonna be playing Iron Man anymore? I wonder.
He's gonna return in Avengers.
Sorry,
he signed on for more Avengers movies.
He did. He signed on for Avengers 3, so he's doing 2 and 3 definitely. Just no more Iron Man films so far. So that's confirmed. So he's not.
Yeah, well, that series is kind of like first movie was awesome. Second movie was all right. Third movie, oh God, what the hell did we do?
two more definite
I
things.
like the third.
Two more definite things. It comes out May 1st, 2015.
Okay.
And it's Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are confirmed to be in the film, and obviously Iron Man's minus an arc reactor for the film.
You know who they could kill?
Yeah.
They could kill Hawkeye.
No, I wouldn't. I still wouldn't mind seeing a Hawkeye Black Widow movie.
Well, it's just that the only reason why I say that is because in the comics he does actually die, but then comes back to life.
Oh well,
Hawkeye.
I hate it when that happens. They kill him. They bring him back so often. It just loses the appeal.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
They made us wait a year for Superman to come back. Because that was big. Back then. That was big. But now it's like 6 months. He's back. Did Grayson get killed? Just wait. Just give me 5 minutes. He'll be back. Lazarus fits. I mean, come on. How can it not have? We live in a world with Lazarus.
Who knows what's going to happen to him?
Yeah. But also, remember, we have here's what we have in between this and Avengers 2. We got Thor 2, The Dark World.
Yeah, we'll be back for...
Sorry.
Yeah, we will be back for that. Definitely doing a CFG on that when that comes out in Australia.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Magpie,
What?
You may not like this, but I get the sense, and this isn't official, I don't know this for certain because I haven't seen the film yet, but just given the trailers and given kind of what I think they're kind of doing with these films in between, I think there's a chance Natalie Portman could die.
Natalie Portman's going to die.
Jane Foster. You sure no one important's going to die, Mr.E?
Oh.
I'm saying that...
I'm guessing Natalie Portman's going to die.
What I'm saying for all these films, from Thor 2, Captain America, Winter Soldier, is for those films, and not counting Guardians of the Galaxy, because that's going to be... I'm saying just the literal tie-ins to the Avengers, not counting Guardians of the Galaxy tie-in with Thanos, or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because we all know what's going to happen with that. Just with those two films, I get the sense that with each of the casts from the Avengers, they're going through trauma. Like, this going to end up in this place of uncertainty, like Thor losing his tie to Earth. Natalie Portman, his main tie to Earth, and Iron Man without the arc reactor, and Captain America losing his faith with the government with his Bucky being brought back.
And Guardians of the Galaxy has no tie to the Earth.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Well, they're in
what
space.
sense?
Yeah, one of the cast members used to hang out with the Doctor.
Ha ha ha. Yeah, also, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., any assumptions about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like the whole bringing back of Coulson in that show? What do we think? How do we think he's coming back?
I don't know.
We for fake or robot? Fake death or robot?
Hologram.
Fake death.
Yeah, I think I'll get into this with my pitch, and I assume you guys, about, me working that as a plot line of Coulson being brought back. So, not being brought, but just having his death be fake to bond the team together. But that,
he got stabbed. Either he's dead or something seriously weird's going on.
I mean, that for all we know, that could have been a life.
It was LMT.
Life model decoy. We don't know if that was actually Coulson. I'm saying, I believed it was Coulson. I do. I'm just saying, we'll have to see the explanation in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show. We don't know. I'm just assuming. I hear rumors of fake death. So far, that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, when...
Originally, sorry.
I'm willing to wait until the show is out. But if I were doing it, hologram.
Well, for me,
I mean, what I mean is that Agent Coulson in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be a hologram. By the way, certain Kobe Smulders has confirmed that she's going to be a part of that show, but I don't see exactly how, because she's still tied up with How I Met Your Mother.
Well, it's like the first episode she's going to be in it, but it's only going to be a cameo.
Samuel L. Jackson said he'd be happy to cameo on the show. At least he'd like to.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that
If he does, that'll be the biggest thing that ever happened on television.
Yeah, but I see Kobe Smulders coming on full time.
I think it'd be great if Robert Downey Jr. cameoed on it as Tony Stark.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if, like, an episode they bring in they all do a cameo each in the first and second seasons, but not right away.
Yeah, but still, I mean, originally when Coulson's death happened, the Avengers, I kind of wanted Tony Stark to be a little nostalgic and build a life model decoy of Coulson. Kind of have it be like, he's still around the team. But now that they're bringing back this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, we'll see what happens. I'm just saying right now, I'm thinking they just fake the death, because that could work dramatically for a pitch, for an idea for Avengers. We'll get into that after we talk about the villain, Ultron.
Yeah, Ultron. I'm only familiar with Ultron through the Earth's Mightiest Heroes, so I don't know how exactly well they...
That's faithful, Magpie.
That's faithful? All right. Well...
Essentially, he's Marvel Brainiac mixed with HAL 9000. I mean, he's like a Marvel version of Brainiac mixed with HAL 9000.
Yeah, well, I don't know much about HAL because I've never actually seen 2001.
The guy, basically, it's this thing that replaces its crew members, its creators in humanity.
Yeah, I got that impression, but yeah. So my whole thing with this is, okay, if we're not going to use Hank Pym, by the way, that's kind of a mistake, because for me,
Ultron.
Yeah, for me, Hank was real. Like, I even said this in my Q&A, which no one turned up for, by the way, except for Milan. So hi, Milan. Thank you for tuning in.
I was misinformed about the times.
Anyway, what I was going to say was, to me, that was really important. That character arc with Hank and Ultron. So I think they're missing an opportunity here. As far as having, to me, I'd like it to be, okay, not necessarily, Tony Stark does come up with the idea for Ultron, and the way I'd integrate Hank Pym into it is, we find out in the Ant-Man movie that he was on the team that helped come up with how Ultron works.
I like that.
So you don't necessarily have to have Hank Pym in the new Avengers movie, but you can do some stuff with him, and he still blames himself for like, he comes up with the programming for it, and that's what fails. So he blames himself for it.
Let me ask this, Magpie. Here's what's got me. Now, Avengers 2 comes out 2015. Following that, we get the Hank Pym film. Now, here's my question. Why couldn't they even seed in Hank Pym? Like, just have the guy playing Hank Pym in that film. If you're gonna have Ant-Man come out later that year, I'm still saying, like, connect the two a little. I mean, it just sounds like an odd move. I mean, that idea sounds great. I like that idea, just sounding like he was on the team. But I mean, the question is really, if you're gonna have an Ant-Man movie that year, and Marvel Universe and Cinematic Universe is famous for connecting these things, why not just put the guy who created him in there just as the scientist and make him a hero next to him if you really want to do that? I'm saying it's just like such a simple thing. Like, he created him in the comics. Why not have him create him there if you're being faithful? and just do that. I don't know. It's like sounds like an odd move to me. If he's coming out the same year, Ant-Man's coming out.
Well, that's alright. I saw the test footage for it.
Yeah.
Test footage for Ant-Man looks awesome.
It does. That's what kind of has me eaten up about. Why can't we have an Ant-Man? I was expecting this into the first Avengers. Just Hank Pym be like a S.H.I.E.L.D. scientist or something.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Have him be a computer programmer, and he's like the guy that programmed it, and he blames himself. And have that like echo in the beginning of the Ant-Man movie, like show him build. He's the one that actually physically built the Ultron, and he's eating himself up over it. That's why he's become Ant-Man.
Yeah, that'd be great. But the thing is, Whedon has said like no Hank Pym or Ant-Man, because there are a few Ant-Mans, but specifically no Hank. You're not going to see Hank Pym just as himself or just an Ant-Man because.
Well,
I'm saying it sounds a little vague if you did your way. I like your way, but still it's like kind of like an excuse saying, "Oh, we can't have Hank Pym in this movie for some unknown reason." Mm-hmm. So we're just going to say it's going to be. Well,
let's hope they change their mind because to me they're missing out on a huge opportunity.
So with all that in mind, and given that the idea so far we have no Ant-Man. I'm officially no Hank Pym yet. Hopefully that would change. I would love it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, with that, as far as the show the Earth's Mightiest Hero show goes, that was a transition from Ant-Man to Yellow Jacket, right?
It went. Let's see. It was Ant-Man, Giant Man, Goliath, then Wasp, or was it Wasp then Goliath? He was Goliath for. No, I'm sorry, not Goliath. I'm sorry, it was Ant-Man, Giant Man, then Wasp. You're right, Magpie. Goliath was someone else, but using Pym particles.
Isn't Wasp his girlfriend?
Yeah, Wasp is Jan Pym.
Yeah. By the way,
she's great. Yeah.
Let's bring her in.
Of course.
Yeah, like I didn't particularly like her outfit. I liked her outfit in the show. I didn't particularly like it in the Avengers Marvel movie. They did the cartoon I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Well, remember in that one,
I didn't even like. I didn't like Ant-Man's either in that. It looked bizarre.
We're talking about the one that's set in the future, right? Avengers Next Generation, right? Oh no, I'm sorry. You mean the You mean the Ultimate Avengers?
Yeah, that one.
Sorry, yeah, because there's the kid one actually has Tony Stark create Ultron. Avengers Next, that one had him, and yet that has Ant-Man in it. So it's kind of funny. But,
do you think we're missing out not getting a Black Panther movie?
I would say I would like to see him in Avengers 3, but I'm saying my next guy for the Avengers, instead of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, would be Black Panther. But I can live waiting for him, or I guess if I really had to live with that, because I want the key guys there.
Do you think they're overcasting the third one? Unless they start killing off Avengers?
Well, again, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, they were part of the Avengers team, but they're not my favorite members of the Avengers team because they're from the X-Men. And it's the same thing like Beast was an Avenger. Yeah, he's an X-Men. They did that, and it just sounds like it's a strange choice because Quicksilver's going to be in Days of Future Past, by the way. That's the year before this comes out, so. My point is, I would like to see Black Panther over those two guys, but I don't know if Black Panther's tied up in Fantastic Four anymore or not, because he appeared in that book first.
Okay.
So I'm not sure, but I would like to see those. I'd love to see Ant-Man, then Black Panther, then those guys.
Okay. Mr.E, what do you think about this?
The Ultron thing?
Yeah. You kind of got left out of the conversation there for a bit. So, what do you think? Ant-Man not really, Hank Pym not really being involved.
Well,
and what do you think I
heard one theory that it's gonna be Tony Stark creating Ultron, but it's gonna be like he's gonna put his program Jarvis into an actual body and rename him Ultron, and then that's how it's gonna get the Ultron thing.
I heard that theory too.
So it's practically Jarvis is the bad guy.
It's not a bad idea.
Oh.
I'm not crazy about it, but I'm not saying it's not a bad idea. I'm saying like I'd be more okay with Tony creating like another program like Jarvis for Ultron. Yeah, because I don't know.
That's a bad. Like I could punch holes in that theory.
Yeah, I don't want Jarvis because we still want Jarvis around, and I don't want Jarvis as a bag. It's like making Alfred a bad
I just really don't have anything to say about this movie because there's a lot of stuff that I don't understand, really stuff that I really don't like that they're doing, and it's just like you're hitting it right on the head of the you're hitting it on the head of the nail for me.
Yeah, I admittedly I'm going to have problems with it, but I'm going to wait. I'm still going to be there in 2015.
In Whedon, I trust.
Yeah, okay. It used to be in oh god, what's the name of the guy that did all the Batman movies recently? God,
Christopher Nolan.
In Nolan, it used to be in Nolan we trust. Now it's in Whedon we trust. And by the way, I still trust Whedon. I actually did like Dollhouse. I loved Firefly. I loved Buffy. I loved Angel. So
I like that.
in Whedon we trust. So maybe he's doing this because he has to. I'm hoping that we find a way to still make it or work, and maybe we have to wait for the trailer to come to get it. But yeah, so we're gonna have to wait. I think to get.
I have a question for you too.
Yeah.
Do you believe Vision will make an appearance?
Well, Vin Diesel is cast as somebody. Or at least he's in talks to play somebody.
You don't see him playing Quicksilver?
No, I hear they're going to get the kid from Kick-Ass, Aaron Taylor Johnson, if I'm correct, to play Quicksilver.
So you don't think he's playing Scarlet Witch?
No, I don't think he's playing Scarlet
But
Witch.
it's like this. This is how they describe.
Now I'm smoking too much.
This is what they said about Vin Diesel's character in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He is out for love. His character has a relationship with someone.
Yeah, that sounds like a Vision thing. Well, Vision is tied into Ultron. Remember, Vision is tied into the Ultron story.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked is that I think they've announced that Vision won't be in this next Avengers movie.
Really?
No.
That one I didn't hear. Must be recent. Is that official or just...
I think it was announced by someone, but I don't remember.
I don't necessarily see that as a problem.
Well, actually, you know what? Actually, I think we're looking past the obvious here. Maybe Vin Diesel is the voice of Ultron or the motion capture for Ultron, for all we know.
If his character's out for love, who's the love interest for Ultron?
Well, remember, in a weird way, technically it's supposed to be Jan Pym, but it could be Pepper Potts in this case. The idea is he has this thing where he wants to kill his creator, but, he wants to become his creator. So he wants to be... That's why he preserved, like, put in the Earth's My Series cartoon, he put Jan Pym in a bubble. Basically, while he was trying to, get rid of Hank Pym.
Interesting.
So I'm saying that's kind of what Ultron's shtick is. He's kind of become the creator, and you take everything he has.
All right. Oh, I see it. I can see it.
Should we get into theories?
I have no theories. I'm just say that.
Okay. Yes. All right. Here's how I would work it. If I were writing it, which I never will. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe I will write an Avengers movie sometime in the future when I'm an old man. Anyway, the way I see it is, okay, if you're going to go with this whole death theme thing, I would actually do it in a way that Iron Man would die in this movie at the end. Like, build it up, he dies at the end. and use the Infinity Gauntlet to bring him back for Avengers 3, and it's like, oh, I'm back. The whole thing is Iron Man has sort of discovered, well, we've been assuming we capture these villains in the Thor movie and the Captain America movie, re-imprisoning Loki, maybe on Earth, they need someone to guard, and that's what essentially do that whole thing with Earth's Mightiest Heroes, where Ultron is actually the guard for that base in the alternate world or something, isn't he?
Are you thinking of the Destroyer?
No.
I'm sorry,
you know how they had that base and Ultron was like the warden for it.
Okay.
I'd still do that. I would have like this alternate world where there's like the null verse.
Oh yeah, the negative. The negative
zone. Because they can't really do. I see Iron Man doing that. I don't see him doing the shrink down the base into a small thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Negative Zone seems like a stretch for me. Like, so far. Like, I think the Fantastic Four would have to lay the groundwork for something along those lines.
Really?
Well, I'm saying they are going to reboot them, and I think if they do it right, they're going to kind of... It is going to be owned by Marvel, isn't it, Mr.E?
What?
Fantastic Four? Fantastic
They're
Four is
owned
owned
by
by Marvel.
Fox.
I'm sorry.
Fox.
I mean, now by Marvel?
Nope.
Yeah, they
Fox.
were. I heard they were planning an X-Men Fantastic Four crossover.
Nah, well, God, I don't like that.
Yeah, that doesn't really work.
But
okay, so we don't do the negative zone. That's just in space somewhere.
Yeah.
Because that I see, an orbital space station. Like essentially, you can't escape because otherwise you'll just fall to your. There's nothing outside but empty vacuum. So you do that. Ultron goes crazy and somehow turns the base into a huge weapon. And the only way it can be stopped is by Tony Stark sacrificing himself for it, and he dies. We do a funeral thing. Credits, Thanos. Mid-credits, Thanos is doing his thing, and we do a teaser for maybe Ant-Man, maybe Guardians of the Galaxy. And we see if we're doing a thing for Guardians of the Galaxy, we've got to show.
Well, Guardians comes out before this.
Does?
Yeah, it comes out. The lineup is Thor, Captain America next year, and well, I don't know if Captain America comes out before Guardians or not. That's next year. Next year's Cap and Guardians next year.
Well, we do an Ant-Man thing.
Ant-Man's 2015. That's after the Avengers 2 comes out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, we do a thing where we imply Ant-Man's coming in because we need. The way I see it, okay, Iron Man's the tech guy, right?
Yes. Yes.
Why we can insert. The way I see it is, well, okay, Iron Man's the leader of the Avengers essentially.
Yes.
In the movies.
He and Cap.
We can have Cap take over. I know not everyone's going to like that. We can have Captain America take over. Because I don't see anyone... I don't see Thor taking over. I don't see Hulk necessarily taking over.
Well, that's how it should be. That's how it was, Magpie. Iron Man was the leader until they found Captain America.
Yeah. Captain America takes over. Iron Man's dead. And we can have Hank Pym be the tech guy.
Do you want to get rid of the Hulk?
I don't want to.
I say that because he branched off to another team in the comics. That's why he's usually not with the Avengers nowadays. Well,
I don't need a Hulk movie. I haven't seen the Incredible Hulk. I haven't seen the Hulk because I don't really necessarily need to see him. But Avengers almost got me excited to see a Hulk movie, but I wouldn't mind not seeing it because, well, Hulk never really intrigued me that much. Avengers got me excited for it, but I wouldn't get rid of Hulk right away either because, well, Hulk's kind of cool.
He is.
In the Avengers, not necessarily on his own.
I like Incredible Hulk also. I like it a lot better than Ang Lee Hulk. That one, I did not like that one.
Yeah. Well, that was a failed reboot. Incredible Hulk did a better job, I think.
I bought.
By the way, I don't blame Eric Bana for that Ang Lee thing.
He's no Lou Ferrigno.
No. He never was. He gets some really good movies like Troy, and then he goes and makes Hulk, and the new Star Trek movie where he's getting. Eric Bana is a great actor. Why are they giving him nothing to do?
He was even in Nemo.
Yeah. Anyway, so you don't have a pitch,
Mr. E?
Who, me?
Mr. E?
Oh, no, I have nothing.
Is there anything you want to see? Apart from an incredibly awesome movie.
Truthfully, when they announced this movie, like, when it comes to me and, like, sequels, and they practically have, like, some of the entire story already plotted out, I'm just like, yeah, what's the point of me even thinking of anything?
Okay.
So I just have nothing.
Well, keep in mind, these are just ideas like speculation. You're just like, we can't wait till next. Let's see what happens. And well, if it's something different, as long as it's awesome, we'll be okay with it.
Yeah, I'm not planning. Like, I went into Rises. I only wanted to see Batman's back broken, really, and I was happy that they did that. You can debate. By the way, we're gonna do something awesome with that movie eventually.
I came into that one basically naive and blind. I kind of said, no, they're not going to break his back. I mean, come on. Oh, yeah, they're breaking the back. Huh.
There's a key moment that they probably had to do.
Yeah, because I was thinking, well, they're not going to do it because how is he going to heal from that? Then I kind of realized, oh, wait, they could just accelerate time. That makes a lot of sense. But anyway, yeah, so may I get into...
Right.
You want to do your pitch? Go ahead.
Okay, here's what I got. Now, buckle up, fellas. Okay.
Okay, we're going to be sitting here for half an hour. Okay.
Very much. Okay.
Oh.
So essentially, it's we start the film out of order because in the original Avengers film, Joss Whedon was going to start out of order. So you're going to start with the ending like after Iron Man was supposedly dead. That was in the first Avengers movie. It started like Maria Hill was being confronted by those screen guys, the ones that Nick Fury really doesn't like. He's going to say, giving the mission statement saying he's Nick Fury, a competent leader, and like, what happened on his mission. You just see random flashes of like Iron Man's down, like the hammer is on the ground, stuff like that. That's how it originally started. So what I'm saying is, kind of take that idea, and you start at the film out of order. Like you're seeing Tony Stark in a bad place. He was our into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He was the first guy. He really kickstarted everything. He was the big guy we had in Avengers. He's our main guy in Avengers. So we see him in a bad place. He's being like tortured. He's being shocked the crap out of, and he's being like held up by wires by like Ultron. Sorry. He's being held up by wires by Ultron. He's being like tortured, and like you just hear like Tony start yelling, like, "Oh my god!" Then we the audience just saying, "Oh no, Tony, what's happened to you, man? You started off so good in the first Avengers film." We're seeing Ultron's there saying, the dawn of a new age. He kind of like hinting at Age of Ultron. Ooh. And Tony, like the only thing Tony can muster is like, "Where's Pepper?" I wouldn't worry about her. It could be more robotic and metallic and cool sounding, but I'm just paraphrasing here.
Mm.
It'd basically be Ultron kind of saying something like, "I wouldn't worry about her. I'd worry about your teammates." Then kind of da 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 da, but then it just gets a little wonky, like, "Oh no, bad stuff's coming." But before he got to see Tony Stark, you track in on, like, you see, okay, there's New York. Then turn a little bit to the left, you see a boot landed like a metal boot. It's like, oh, it's Iron Man in a new armor. It's silver now. But then you pan back, you see Ultron. Then you see a whole army of Ultrons in a war-torn New York. But then you go in to see tortured Tony Stark, as I just said. But so basically, my theory is this team's going to be disbanded. And everyone is going to be kind of in an uncertain place in all their films leading up to the Avengers. Like Tony, without the arc reactor, without the armor suits. Thor dealing with loss possibly with Natalie Portman, or at least a very, very stressful battle at least. So I don't know what's going to happen with Thor yet, but I'm just saying maybe she dies or maybe he goes through a big experience. So he's uncertain and capably dealing with betrayal of government because Bucky's back to life. And we have the return of Coulson also contributing to a disbanding and maybe a feel of lack of trust, like S.H.I.E.L.D. lied to us. Nick Fury used and manipulated us. And I think Hulk should just be neutral. Like, he's kind of like the one without the issues in this movie. I think could be funny. And
he doesn't need to be angry.
Yeah, I'm saying like, he just Hulk out. He's more embrace. He can embrace hulking out now. He's kind of more like embracing the Hulk, embracing his gift instead of, in the first movie, it was like hesitant, like you don't want that guy to come out. And S.H.I.E.L.D. would bring in, with the absence of their Avengers, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, while the Avengers have disbanded. He said, "We're not coming back to work for you guys. I work with you guys." So basically, I'm going to go through each character arc in this thing before I get into like the whole overall story. Tony Stark is a consultant. He builds Ultron to help people. It goes awry. It's kind of reflecting, his arc is he created a weapon again, which is the last thing he would want to do. He inadvertently created a weapon when he meant to help people, kind of like Bruce Wayne in Dark Knight Rises. But we put Cap in more of a leadership role, kind of. Cap wasn't done entirely the full amount of justice he deserved. He got a fair amount. It was still Captain America, but get more Cap as a leader. Kind of reverse roles with Tony in this. Cap's arc is kind of Captain America versus technology. Show him as a great leader, and again make kind of Bruce Banner a little bit more like Thor, and team him up with Thor. Like those two guys are hanging out now instead of just Hulk and Tony. I'm sorry, instead of Bruce Banner and Tony. It could be funny and awesome. And again, it's Thor might be a little reluctant at first to kind of be the guy who goes into battle with glee, saying, have at thee. And again, probably after possible loss. And I would like to see Hawkeye and Black Widow kind of switch roles.
Really?
Put Hawkeye in the forefront. Like he didn't get nearly enough justice in that first Avengers. We all know that.
And he didn't get anything in Thor, really.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying, it wasn't. You only have he was introduced in Thor, and then he had nothing. Well, he started as a bad guy in Avengers. He's only a good guy in the third act. So yeah, I'm saying, make Black Widow kind of that Hawkeye character from Avengers. Make her I want to see her more fun-loving. Not fun-loving. I just want to see the relationship between those two explored a little more. See what she does in her off time. That's my only complaint with Avengers, really. I just want to see a female character who's not always 24/7 being that strong female character ready for battle. Like, I'm too tough to have a relationship. That sort of thing. Yeah. I want Hawkeye to kind of be that. I want to see Hawkeye running on roofs, jumping roof to roof, shooting arrows together. He's the guy who gets things done. Him kind of being, I'm the guy with just arrows on the team, but prove himself in this film. And then, I show him taking point, clearing a path. Like saying, okay, this area is clear. Kind of what he did at the end of Avengers, but more of that. More than a man with arrows.
More than a man with arrows.
Yeah. And again, I mentioned giving lighter moments. So she isn't... Because if this is a darker film, and if she's that serious Black Widow, she's going to be forgotten instantly. It's like, okay, well, all this action's going on. Why should I care about her? She's like a soldier in an army. I don't care about her. We have to show that she's a little different than just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what else I wouldn't mind seeing? A little bit more Murray.
Yeah, and I would like to see Hill maybe taking charge, and I want her to be the one that says, let's recruit these guys. Let's recruit these guys. Don't want to play ball. fine. We'll get Quicksilver and we'll get Scarlet Witch, and Fury maybe subtly regretting his actions, saying, maybe I shouldn't have lied to these guys. And kind of saying, I'm not crazy about recruiting new guys in this mess because we had such a good thing going with the old guys. Something like that. And, of course, just in a nutshell, make Agent Coulson Gordon, because that's what he is. Like Commissioner Gordon for Batman. He's just like that cool supporting character we all love. And I want Coulson to maybe kind of re-band them together. And I want them to have a scene with both Captain America and Tony. You know?
Okay.
But, Scarlet Witch and the Quicksilver. They're the new members that show a lot of potential, and it's more like at the end of this film they would learn to kind of work together as a team, and would they have that magical element? The real question I have for them is, why do we need them exactly? I'm sure Whedon has a plan for them. He says he wants to explore like a brother-sister dynamic with them, with what he's doing. That's all he said on it. We'll see.
Yeah.
And, the whole Jarvis and Ultron thing Mr.E brought up. Could be interesting, but I'm going to keep Ultron as maybe just like another AI program for Tony's plan. What do you guys think about bringing back supporting characters like Pepper Potts, Happy Hogan, Rhodey, and Dr. Salk? Because they could probably kill off these supporting characters to kind of have that theme of death.
I don't think Brody's ever gotten enough to do for me to care if he dies.
Well, let me ask you, maybe not him die. I mean, do we want to see those guys appear in the film? Do we want Rhodey in this film?
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I think
wouldn't mind it.
Gwyneth
Just actually.
Paltrow already said that she's not returning.
Who?
Gwyneth Paltrow already said that she's not returning.
Oh, she's not returning? I think that's a mistake. I think she... Robert Downey Jr. wanted her to be in the original Avengers film. He suggested to the writers that they put her in this film. They get her. It's just with Josh Whedon that they get her for that film.
Well, they gave her some stuff to do, so
I
wouldn't. Yeah, that like in the essentially it looked like, to me, it looked like she walked onto the set for that opening scene, and then they just said, okay, get in this outfit and then stare at this screen and look really emotional. Pretend that there's some disaster going on. Okay, yeah. To me, that would have been enough.
She was in the third act, remember? She was like, Tony's launching up into the wormhole.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
look, that's essentially what happened. And she was like, oh, okay. And then we were like, okay, come in here. Robert's going to be doing some stuff here with this. Okay, so pretend, that. Like, what I saw essentially was probably 1 or 2 days of shooting with her. So really, would it be that hard to get a hold of her? I'm sure her price tag is probably like, do we really need to pay that much to have her in this movie?
Ideally, I'd like to see all these guys kind of return for like a cameo or something, like Jane Foster, Betty Ross.
Yeah, to me, To me, if Gwyneth Paltrow is not going to be in it, who's going to be the love interest? Black Widow?
Well, no,
really?
Tony might not just. Well, yeah, you have Black Widow. Black Widow's a love interest for Hawkeye, but also maybe they could bring in Sharon Carter because she's.
What I was going to say, too, here.
Yes.
Okay, bring on some of those cast members. Well, okay, we're not getting Gwyneth Paltrow. Maybe we'll get Brody. Okay, what I was going to say too is Ultron. Do we think he's going to be a practical effect, or do you think we need a CGI? To me, for some of those moments, maybe a little bit of CGI, but not too much. I wouldn't go over the top with it.
I'd do it like they did Iron Man. It was a mix of both.
Yeah.
Suit and just digital effects for when it needs to be digital, like the arm movements, because, heavy suit's going to be hard to move them.
You, Mr.E?
Both.
Both. Yeah.
I know one thing. I want Agent Sitwell and Galaga guy to be back. Remember, I guess, that man's playing Galaga.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm saying I'd like to see all those characters return, but yeah, as you said, Magpie, a hefty price tag is going to make it difficult to see all this return. Like,
Yeah, for the guy that plays Brody, no, it's not going to be. For Gwyneth Paltrow, yeah, that's. I'm betting that's in the
I'm
set
guessing.
figure.
I'm guessing Falcon may return to be a part of the Avengers.
I would assume that he's going to be in the third one, definitely, but just the second one I'm not so sure of. We'll have to see how Captain America plan pans out.
Okay.
Yeah, if it goes well, they might just add him in there for all we know. But I'm saying they could kill off Happy Hogan in this if they put him in there, so Jon Favreau wouldn't have to worry about coming back to play him.
All right.
I'm saying that's like I'm just the thing with these supporting characters also.
I thought they were going to kill Happy in Iron Man 3.
I know. I thought that was it looked like that might happen in Iron Man 3 if they didn't do it. So I'm saying these supporting characters are also an opportunity to kind of raise the stakes and kill some of them or threaten to kill some. Like Rhodey could fill in that in the first act or so. That kind of we don't have an Iron Man yet. Like I'm sure he's going to be suited up in like the third act. But for the opening act, he would be kind of our fill-in for Iron Man. Kind of the guy in the suit in Iron Man is just like the consultant.
Yeah.
I'm saying that would be nice to have him in there. So ideally, I'd like to have him and Pepper in there, but Pepper and also Dr. Selleck. He has ties to Thor and ties to the science aspect. But do you
think at the end of the Iron Man 3 he was on a road trip to New York?
What do you mean?
Like his place is destroyed. Do you think he lugged all that stuff together so he could go live in his apartment in New York? The Avengers Tower, so to speak.
Yeah, that makes sense if he was living there. He probably is in New York.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I was going to, just in a nutshell, go through what the film would be. Real quick.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah. Real quick.
Okay, I mentioned the all the stuff in the opening for like how it could open. So basically, after that, we use the Avengers, Age of Ultron, the title comes up. We see like hours or days earlier. We going back in time. We see Dr. Selvig and Nick Fury. They see a disturbance that could hint at Thanos, like the Infinity Gem. Maybe they have the staff from the first film that Loki had, and they're saying, "Okay, we're studying this. Okay, maybe their sun's coming our way. Let's assemble the Avengers." Okay, brings everyone in, but there's still damage from their films, as we can presume. Then Agent Coulson's revealed to be there. They're disbanding. We don't trust you, Fury. We see Tony's working on Ultron to kind of fill in the void that he's not Iron Man anymore, but he still wants to protect the world, and not create weapons. In a city, It's like a citywide Jarvis system of sorts, but not Jarvis. And Cap has reservations about. Again, he's kind of anti-technology, so the team's friends with each other. Like they all assemble in New York, but then you're saying, okay, I don't trust these guys anymore. So they're still hanging out. It's kind of like they're all in New York at this time, so they're still conversing and interacting with each other. They're just not speaking to S.H.I.E.L.D. right now. So they're in the New York area. Widow and Barton are bonding in that scene. Thor and Banner. It's like then the new heroes are brought in, and Fury and Coulson have reservations about that because Hill brought those guys in. Ultron's created, and it goes south. Act 2, war breaks out. Tony's captured and tortured. Pepper, Ultron has this fixation with Pepper Potts, and he's kind of trying to become his creator. The team pulls together. They save Tony at the end of the second act. And, they give it's pep talk time, saying, I created this menace. Tony, you have to, buck up. Like Cap would give him a speech, like, buck up and, essentially don this suit again. This big battle happens. He would don a suit that I would love to see the classic Iron Man armor done a little more faithfully. Because that's my favorite armor. I'd like to see like kind of a new modern interpretation of that, but like more classic. So when he comes back, he's coming back in a big fashion. So this big battle heads to the third act. Maybe some deaths occur. Again, I don't know who, but some deaths occur maybe. There'd be like a serious, sad victory. It'd be a bittersweet end. So like all the destruction happened, and Thanos is on his way. At like you said, the mid-credit scene sounds. I love your mid-credit scene idea. Basically, Thanos is on his way, and something at the very end hinting at another film to come. So let me see if I got every. I think that's. Pretty sure that's basically. Oh yeah, just a few little character things that could be fun. If Hulk had like elastic purple pants underneath, so he wouldn't end up in like in Avengers when he just without any clothes after he lands somewhere.
Okay.
Kind of a nod to that. Fun. Some fun Widow likeness. I want to see Cap either in his films or in this have a room dedicated to the past. Just have a room that's like in the old style of his room, like it has this old Captain America showboating costume. The whole Star Spangled Man song costume, like hung up somewhere, and his old shield. Like Iron Man, this sounds silly, but I want Iron Man to, in that last battle sequence, Hawkeye like knocking out all these guys, have skates built into the classic armor like he did in the comics. When I say skates, I mean skates that can go like supersonic. So he's like they're trying to get to the building where Ultron is in the third act, just clearing a pathway to get there. And he's like blowing through all these, like blasting these guys as he's going through like supersonic speeds. And Captain America would learn how to use a computer, being taught by Iron Man. Let's see, nod to the Hawkeye mask would be nice, or the H belt. Like the thing around his thing on his costume looks like an H for Hawkeye. Thor becoming more human, like maybe this could be in his films, him donning the name Donald Blake a few times. An idea. At the very least, him slowly becoming more human, and again, Banner embracing his gift in a little more confidence. And for Avengers 3, I want to see Cap, just to show the menace of things. I'm sorry I'm going off here, but anything to add on Avengers 2 before I...
No.
Nope.
I think I've gone through pretty much what I want to see, and what I pitched was pretty simple, but
well, what do you guys think?
I assume we're going to get together when the first trailer comes out, so we'll probably pitch some different ideas when that comes out.
What do you guys think of my pitch?
It works, but I don't think a lot of those little things would really necessarily work. But
what little things?
I don't think we're gonna need the H belt. You could be wearing a belt that has a H on it.
Well, those are just ideas. We don't need them at all. I'm just saying they could be fun.
Yeah. But your overall pitch kind of works. It's just that with Gwyneth Paltrow not coming back, it kind of leaves a hole, and it's really weird.
I'll give you that. I didn't know that going into this. I just thought I'd bring up the original thing, but. Yeah,
but I'm not on the possibility that they're throwing us some red herrings. Like people do that. Like they could offer us some huge amount of money to come in because maybe it's crucial to Whedon's plans, but maybe it's not. Who knows? Who knows what he's got planned? By the way, I just really wouldn't mind him tearing through these movies really quick, and hopefully we get another Firefly movie, like another Serenity.
Well, he's working on a Firefly reunion special, right?
He's already done the reunion special.
Oh, he did?
They did 10 years of Firefly. Maybe they're doing another one for 15, but...
Yeah. I heard he's working on that along with this, so I don't know. But I just heard
yeah. The other
reunion.
thing, the other thing is, he's still caught up with Castle, but it seems to me that the rest of the cast seem to be like, oh, we should stick around. But the problem with, I don't know, have you guys seen Serenity?
Yes.
No.
You haven't seen Serenity?
I have.
Have you seen Firefly? The show?
Very, very, very little.
Okay, I don't want to give anything away for you.
Okay.
Let's just say, watch the show first. Then you don't necessarily have to watch the show, but I recommend watch the show, get through it, because it's a good show. It really worked. But the problem is, some stuff was done in Serenity that makes it hard to do it. Makes it hard, but to do another one. But I wouldn't mind seeing it, and yeah.
So, Mr. E, what would you think of the overall pitch? What would you think of the overall pitch if Gwyneth Paltrow did come back?
Your pitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I could see that working as a film.
But for Avengers series, I have like 3 things here. Well, just a bit that I think could be really cool, because Thanos' whole plot, and for the Infinity Gauntlet is just bringing all these heroes together and just fighting against them. Just doing battle against all these heroes. And I think a great bit that could be in there is if, and this could be like the marketing thing, the Cap's shield being broken by Thanos. It would don't get me wrong, get fixed by the end of it. I'm just saying it'd be broken.
Well, in this universe, they don't have
vibranium.
Yeah, they do have that. That's what it's made out of. It's made out of vibranium.
You mean adamantium?
Adamantium, yeah.
Well, they have adamantium. They just can't say adamantium. They said vibranium, and they said it was mixed with other metals. So.
Yeah.
I'm saying they're not ruling.
They are no, yeah. So that could be titanium. That could be stainless steel.
Well, either way, it'd just be like a patch job, like the in between, just to fuse it together. But so
yeah. So, but
you know,
it seems weird to me that they brought up vibranium without bringing in Black Panther.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, that could just be the origin of the metal. They could get into that with Black Panther.
By the way, I wouldn't mind Black Panther showing up in Cap's movie because that's where they brought it up.
Yeah. Yes, they did. Yeah, but also it'd be nice either in a Captain America film, if they did kind of like in Avengers 4, if that happened, then they give him back his shield, or the next Captain America movie. I'm saying if for Avengers 3 they broke the shield for a bit, he would have the energy shield that's in Earth's mightiest years, because that's cool.
I hated it.
I'm saying for a temporary fix, it's not bad.
No, I hated it. I don't want to see that disgraceful shield again.
What about the metal shield? Just, I mean, the old one from the triangular.
Yeah, he can bring that back. I like that shield. I hated the. It looks stupid.
Okay, fine.
The CGI shield. No, I never want to see that shield again.
What if they just reinforce the old shield, the metal shield, just make it a sturdier metal so it can actually stand?
Yeah, I hate that. I was like, come on, you broke the shield. Just build another one. Come on. It was so stupid.
Yeah. Oh, you want to see Hulkbuster in Avengers 3?
Why?
I don't know, it could be.
I'm not really attached to any of Iron Man's armors as long as it looks good. And it's not that bloody ugly one that they did in the new movie. Oh, I hated it.
Well, I mean, that wasn't
yellow.
Hulkbuster.
Yeah, there was a hint at one, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't.
Yeah, that's officially not Hulkbuster. Everyone just assumes it's Hulkbuster. It always kind of bothered me because I'd be disappointed if that was Hulkbuster.
Yeah. Oh.
But also, the thing that could be paid off in a third one, I think would really be great, is if they Tony's whole crisis in Iron Man 3, the man among gods thing, he went into space. He nearly died in space, seeing a whole alien armada incinerated in front of him. That thing, I would like for the third one, going up against Thanos. I want to see him like use the gods and aliens and Thanos. I would like to see that kind of be paid off in the third one. Kind of like they left it open at the end of 3 that he still has some issues with this, and they're not completely solved. So it'd be nice to see him solved in that. Well,
they couldn't really mention too much because they hadn't. That was being filmed simultaneously with Avengers.
Very true, but still, I mean, it could be neat.
Yeah. I really didn't like. Really didn't like Iron Man 3. I'm not gonna be in a rush to buy that.
And if they, again, I like your idea. I kind of wrote this down myself also, but if they did some resurrection via the Infinity Gauntlet gems, that could be neat.
Maybe that's how
they could bring back Iron.
Coulson. Maybe that's how Coulson comes back.
I wouldn't mind that, but maybe they harness that one gem that they do have from Loki's scepter, his spear.
And Coulson comes back.
Yeah, maybe that. Like again, I said at the beginning of my pitch that Dr. Selvig, he's examining the gems and he sees there's a disturbance. Like the disturbance is basically Thanos is on his way, and that's where the mid-credit scene is. So basically, it'd be that. That's why they want to assemble the Avengers. So maybe something like that. They're looking through the thing, they find out how to bring him back. Who knows? We don't know yet. But these are humble ideas. Humble ideas I have for 3 and 2, and that's my pitch and everything. So my whole thing aside, that's about it for me.
Okay. We'll get to final thoughts. Start off with Mr. E.
For Age of Ultron, my final thoughts are this. I hope that it's going to be a good movie. If it's not, I shall be very disappointed. But if it is a good movie, then bravo to Marvel Studios. They did it again.
Bluedragon 5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, one last thing. Tony being a little more serious, if they did kill off Pepper at the end of 2, I forgot to mention that, sorry. They could kill off Pepper being the main death for 2. The whole theme of death, if they did bring her back. Assuming they brought her back. Could kill her off and they could bring her back with the gauntlet or something. Or bring people back.
I prefer killing off Tony.
Again, maybe they could kill off Tony and bring him back, but also, I'm saying Pepper, in my idea, thinks she would die, and that would be making Tony a little more serious, and at the third one, he would find fun again, He'd become that Tony we know and love. It'd end on a darker note for the sequel, but I'm sorry, getting the final thoughts. Overall, it's a wait and see. We can speculate all we want. We don't know. At the end of the day, we don't know nothing. Everybody knows nothing. I'm excited for it regardless. I can't wait. Ultron's a good villain. It's like Marvel Brainiac, so it's going to be interesting in retrospect seeing if Man of Steel ever does get the Brainiac, how it's going to stand up against Ultron. But yeah, just Tony basically building Ultron could still work, so I'm all for this film, excited to see it. I wonder how it's going to stack up against Superman, Batman, really, because those two are going to be really the big giants fighting each other, plus the new Star Wars movie. So that's going to be a big
2015 is going to be a big year.
It's going to be 2008 all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be
all
big.
Right, let's get into my final thoughts.
I'm hopefully optimistic. I'm optimistic.
Well, we got one big answer today, and we got the new Doctor. And so, but with this, I am not sure. I think I've got more questions than answers. We got a couple of answers, but they've gone and we've got to ask some more questions now. So we have a few holes in the thing in the like how is Ultron going to come about and everything, but that's still a wait and see. But I'm excited. Not quite as excited as I was for the new Doctor, but now I'm still like, I'm going to be showing up there when Avengers 2 does come out, and I'm gonna be standing there in line. If there's a midnight screening, I'll be glad to be standing there. And I'm assuming that there will be, because I did go to the midnight screening of Avengers last time, so I'll be looking forward to that. So I'll be waiting in the cold. What date does it come out again, guys?
May 1st, 2015.
Okay, so maybe it won't be that cold, but it'll probably be a bit chilly because it's Australia. So I know chilly here would be different to anywhere else, but probably be waiting out there in the cold, going, oh, I wonder what they're going to be doing. But we will definitely have a few things we'll have a few things to discuss when I'm sure the Dark World comes out. I'm sure we'll have a few things to discuss when Captain America Winter Soldier comes out, and I'm sure we'll be discussing even more when Guardians of the Galaxy comes out and we see a bald Karen Gillian. So we will probably be touching on this again numerous times. I'm sure we'll be getting together again when the trailer comes out. So yeah, we'll probably have some more things to discuss then. We'll be going, look at what they're doing. Oh, I can't believe they're doing this. Whedon's attached to some great stuff, so I'm much more willing to trust him going forward. So I'm sure he's got ways around doing things. Like, I wouldn't even mind it if that they're building Ultron and they pass the coin. We're like, Hank does great work, doesn't he?
Yeah, that could be good.
That could be a way around it. Yeah. So
we'll see.
Anyway,
in Whedon we trust. The guy has a comics background. we'll see what he does. He's a good writer. We'll see what he comes up with. We're just hopefully optimistic at this point. Should be good regardless. We'll see. We'll see. Could be Iron Man 3. Could be Iron Man 1. Who knows?
Anyway, I'm your host, Magpie, and I was joined by a great fan of Batman and obviously a great comic book guy, the man with the facts, Bluedragon 5, and I'm sure Mr. E has something to ask before we leave.
Yes. Riddle me this. What gets wetter and wetter the more it dries?
Ooh, I think I know the answer to that one, but leave your answer in the comments below and we'll know that you've been watching this whole video.
And remember, tell your friends, but only if they're fans.
Meeting adjourned, gentlemen.
Indeed.
Meeting adjourned.